cho các bạn xem. Đây là cái nồi nha, bây giờ cái nồi để các bạn xem.
Got an itchy throat from allergies? Claritin Liquid provides powerful all-day allergy relief in an instantly soothing liquid. For relief of even your most irritating symptoms, like an itchy throat, Claritin Liquid. Live Claritin Clear.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators, losing steam, losing sweat. The solution? A drink that hydrates better than water and changed the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Welcome to Visible, the ultimate wireless hack. It's one line, powered with unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Now just $20 a month for 1 year, guaranteed. Stream, scroll, browse, and connect with great coverage, plus unlimited hotspot included. That's a top-tier network at a budget-friendly cost. But you already knew all that, didn't you? For a limited time, get Visible for $20 a month, guaranteed for 1 year.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's.
Reminder, bent finger appointment.
I don't want to wait or have surgery for my Dupuytren's contraction. I want a non-surgical treatment.
And if non-surgical treatment isn't offered?
I'll get a second opinion.
Take charge of your treatment. If you can't lay your hand flat, visit findahandspecialist.com to get started.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that.
Introducing the new Infiniti QX60. True luxury refuses to follow. It leads.
I'ma kick back when you fake like that. Head out of the game, I don't play that fast.
The unmistakable 2026 Infiniti QX60.
Meta, bust rate Frank again.
Bummer. Last time you got a replacement Frank at Fins and Friends.
Let's go get us another Frank. I can't remember what Frank looked like.
Frank was an orange and white fantail fish.
Bag it.
Reminder, Zoe's school gets out in 10 minutes.
Gotta be tight. Hey!
Everyone loved meeting Frank at Show and Tell. Who's that?
This is the mark of a fighter. A rich, full-flavored lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. You've earned this, so hold it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
And Doug.
It's like we've told people Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. For the last time. Ride, my friend. Only pay for what you need.
We can't get enough of the WNBA. And more
I was trying to take on the IRS by myself.
I owe the IRS $12,439.
Payer, we're gonna take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're gonna take your paycheck.
I was receiving telephone calls. I was receiving letters from the IRS. I was scared.
Optum Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
I picked up the phone, called Optima Tax Relief. They guaranteed me that they were going to help me out the best that they can. And they did. I would refer Optima Tax Relief to anyone.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
For your free consultation, call 800-736-5459. That's 800-736-5459.
Optima Tax Relief.
Game 5, the NBA Finals tips off tonight. Okay, Stephen A., we only got less than a minute. Who do you have winning?
OKC. I think it'll be a tight game. They'll pull away. in the fourth quarter, they will win, and game go back to Indy up 3-2.
Okay, SA has
dominated the 2 games they were. Sorry, OKC has dominated the 2 games they were played here, but Indiana can flip that if the 3-point shooting is the way it was in Game 4.
I'm going to go with you, Wendy. I'm going to go Indy wins tonight on the 3-point shot. I think they get additional
I didn't say
help
Indy
from
would
their
win.
bench.
I think.
Oh, you're not giving a pick.
No.
Okay.
Sorry,
man. Sure?
Objective inside.
You didn't claim the team.
Who you got, Jay?
Yeah, I'm going. I think Indy actually will match it, and I think SG will have to do more tonight. Not sure.
Can't wait to break it all down tomorrow.
I picked Indy. I said it.
He took Indy. Listen, open those ears.
Oh, man. I wasn't philosophical with that.
Oh, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, June 16th, 2025. This program starts right now. Sports are happening all around us. Don't look now, we have a tied NBA final series. Don't look now, we have a brand new U.S. Open champion. Don't look now, we are 1 game away potentially from a back-to-back Lord Stanley Cup winner in the Florida Panthers. Sports are awesome. I mean, even the Pope led off his Father's Day sermon with chit-chatting about the greatness of sports. And I think I'd like to start right there, actually, because every day we get the opportunity to chit-chat about sports. And I feel like we have a passion for sports more than most people. We are lucky to enjoy the hell out of sports. We are lucky that my entire life, and I assume a lot of boys in here as well, has literally been committed to sports. Mr. Pope said, in a society marked by solitude, where radical individualism has shifted the emphasis instead of emphasis from us to me, resulting in a deficit of real concern for others, sport, especially team sports, teaches the value of cooperating, working together, and sharing. These are at the very heart of God's own life. Amen, amen. In an increasingly digital society where technology brings distant people closer together, yet often creates distances between those who are physically close, sport proves a valuable and concrete means of bringing individuals together, providing a healthier sense of the body of space, effort in real time. It helps to preserve a healthy contact with nature and with real life, where genuine love is experienced. Amen, Mr. Pope. He would continue in our competitive society where it seems that only the strong and winners deserve to live. Sport also teaches us how to lose. It forces us in learning the art of losing, to confront our fragility, our limitations, and our imperfections. It is through the experience of these limits that we open our hearts to hope.
Rồi, nhưng mà mình đã cài đặt xong nha. Mình cảm ơn các bạn video của mình.
Do not exist. Amen. Welcome. Amen, Pope. Amen, Mr. Pope. Sports are the greatest. Sports bring people together, and sports are happening all the time. I'd like to add there, Mr. Pope, if you don't mind. I don't want to step on any.
Bị xong rồi, tôi bị xong rồi. Mày không xong rồi.
Step on anything like that. Your Excellency, or Your Highness, or Your Holiest of Holies. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Also, learning to buy into something obviously bigger than yourself, talk about teamwork, but working when tired too. Like working whenever you're tired, you don't feel good, but you still got to show up for other people. Sports are the greatest, and we're lucky as hell that we get to cover them. Shout out to sports, shout out to this weekend, and shout out to the people that will be joining us. Quentin Richardson will join us in a matter of 13 minutes. He's a 13-year NBA veteran, obviously a friend of the program. He's going to be pretty pumped up about World Cup. So the sports book, so I called out.
Cái đánh đây là cái bút. Đây là cái bút nào mình sẽ cái đánh nó các bạn xem.
That's serious. Yeah, UD obviously said tonight. I like the Pacers in 7. I do not like the Pacers tonight in Indiana. And he was right. Everybody was right. Oklahoma City covers in Indianapolis, Indiana. And Scott Foster. Not me. Other people are saying a lot of things about Scott Foster. NBA people are saying a lot of things about Scott Foster. They even have a nickname for this guy. I had no idea. Everybody's kind of like, it's the extender. Yep. That's the extender. We're going to ask you, Rich, about that. We're going to ask you, Rich, about it. 71 free throws in one game. Okay, now the boys playing tough. I guess more tough than they had been for the first 3 games. Nonetheless, it's 2-2, and everybody that has the Oklahoma City Thunder are the best team in the league here to go ahead and dominate dominate the Pacers. They certainly showcased an ability to do that at different times, including at the very end of the fourth quarter. You know, when the Pacers made mistakes that they hadn't made all run, they can't wait to talk to Q Rich. Then we'll also talk to Jeff Passan, because we talk about how awesome sports are, and obviously we know that the Pope is a sports fan. He's been seen with the Chicago White Sox hat on. And although the Chicago White Sox aren't a team we talk about a lot, we love it. Mr. Pope, we love that they exist. We love the people fans of those and everything like that. Tonight, it's showtime. Shohei Ohtani will be back on the bump, pitching in the majors for the Los Angeles Dodgers against the San Diego Padres. They call them the Slam Diego Padres.
That's right.
We're talking about big bats bopping big wood, and Shohei Ohtani's back on the bump. He's pitched in 3 sim games. I'm not 100% sure what that is. We'll talk to Jet Passan about that. He's thrown 44 pitches. They say this guy, he's doing good.
He's ready. That's right.
He's doing good.
Feels good.
Remember, a couple years back, this guy, the reason why we love him so much, not only because he's an incredible batter, not only because he's incredibly beloved in Japan, which is obviously making the sport more popular worldwide. Not that it wasn't popular in Japan already. Jesus, we did the COVID break with you guys. We appreciate the Asian love of the sport of baseball. But what Shohei Ohtani has done for the MLB, what he's done for every team he's been a part of, whenever he was with the Angels, the reason why we learned about him is because this guy was Babe Ruth. There hadn't been somebody since Babe Ruth who was doing the things that Shohei Ohtani was doing. He was pitching over 100 miles an hour. He was hitting balls off the bat over 100 miles an hour. First player to ever do that. And then he won the Super Duper World Classic on the mound against the United States, Mike Trout. And it's like this guy is not only one of the best pitchers in the world, he might be the best hitter in the world. And now we have an opportunity to see if he's going to be able to do this for the rest of his career. Because all the baseball players said was, this guy can't major in both, brother. So I happen to be a punter and a kicker coming out of college, okay? Kicking field goals and punting. Much less important to the game than what Shohei's doing. I'm not acting like that is the thing, but it's 2 very different kicking motions. It's a lot of reps. The amount of practice you need for one of those things to be the top 32 in the world, let alone 2 of those things to be top 32 in the world. No real NFL coaches or scouts thought there was an opportunity to do both. I thought I had the ability to be able to do both. I was mistaken. Now, I assume there will be somebody that comes along that's strong enough, because the strength you have to have in your arm, that amount of pitches, then also, hey, we're going to be batting whenever we're not pitching. Every day we're working. Pitchers usually get that break, you know, they have all that shit. He wouldn't be able to do that. Then to focus on hitting a ball, it's incredibly difficult. That's why people's best averages are like 300, only 30%. So to be able to focus on hitting enough to become and remain one of the elite hitters in the league, while also becoming a pitcher that is one of the elite pitchers in the world, seems impossible. But if anybody can do it, Shohei Ohtani. And we will find out if that'll be what the rest of his career looks like starting tonight, or if he's going to fade back away from pitching and just be the hitting machine that he has become for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jet Passan will give us more information on that in about 30 minutes or so. In the second hour, we have TNT ringside reporter and WWE Raw commentator Jackie Redmond joining us in the second hour to chit-chat about this Florida Panthers team.
Man.
Florida Panthers in the 3rd straight Stanley Cup Finals, as the reigning Stanley Cup champions, have been absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
They tricked off a 3-0 lead that gave Edmonton Oilers supporters and hockey fans as a whole a little bit of hope that this thing might continue. And then in Edmonton, in their bun, just go ahead and they 5-2 this thing, but it was really 4-1 game. And Marchand, who got traded from the Boston Bruins to the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers reigning Stanley Cup champions get Marchand traded to their team. Fits in absolutely perfectly. Now he's potentially going to win the Conn Smythe Award, which is the MVP of the playoffs for the Florida Panthers. And I put a tweet out yesterday as it was kind of all unfolding. It's like, yeah, it might have been an act of grand theft by this Florida Panthers franchise. And the Florida Panthers fans are going to say, yeah, just like we said it was.
Yeah.
They are the state of hockey is how they believe. And Boston's not just trading away hockey players.
No.
They're trading away baseball players as well. And then we'll have Shams Charania joining us at about 1:40 to discuss all things happening around the NBA. The Talks Table was here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty Schmidt, happy Father's Day. I hope it was a great one for you, sir.
Thank you. It was phenomenal. A little more so now that when the kids are getting a little bit older and it's not just changing diapers and doing bottles and stuff like that. You actually get to play with them. I know you guys had the same opportunity, so it was incredible. Anytime you get to spend a full day with your kids, it's the best. So and the weather was good yesterday. It was great.
This is my daughter's dinosaur. We're painting this. It's much nicer than mine. I don't know the rhyme or reason, but this particular dinosaur is very low. This is probably Jesus. Oh, no. I like the Pope, though.
Yeah, perfect.
actually, Nelson and Jesus got along quite well.
That's true. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of conversation about about all of those.
Sure.
And then let alone drop those into that combo, too. Everything really starts.
Gets a little messy.
Yeah, it does. But sports. Yeah, my daughter and I kicking around a soccer ball yesterday. Got pretty excited. She was a great Father's Day weekend. Great sport.
Yeah.
And Father's Day weekend always brings a tournament that the course kicks the shit out of the golf. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Cowboys AP Tone. Happy Father's Day to you as well. US Open. Oakmont really started showing their team. And there was one golfer, a guy that seemingly his story was could never win. This guy could go for the could never win. Now,
Nhanh ơi.
US Open champion has to feel good for
Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt cái đoạn sẽ nha. Nhanh ơi.
Everything we've been talking about when it comes to Pittsburgh. You saw the elevation, the hills, crazy, absolutely crazy. You saw the person with the putter from 122 yards out, right down the hill onto the green. Beautiful touch by that person, by the way. I don't know how they got that to 8 feet. There's a wild thing with how good those golfers are. The rain, hey, it's going to rain. It was actually percentage of days in a year where precipitation happened. Pittsburgh, I believe, was more in Seattle and like all these other places. A lot of people say there's a lot of rain. It'll rain in Pittsburgh. That's why they're ready for this thing. And just like the president of the U.S. Open Super Chair said immediately afterwards, the amount of Yinzers that committed and volunteered to take care of this course, and obviously the people that work and the groundskeepers at Oakmont Country Club got an award at the end of it.
Các bạn, nhưng mà mình đã kể xong cái bút rồi nha. Mình cảm ơn các bạn xem video của mình.
Rain delays. I feel like everything that was Pittsburgh was being celebrated at the Oakmont this weekend, but she was kicking some ass, AP Tone.
Yeah, let's start right there with the course, and let's talk about her. She did show her teeth. As
Xin chào các bạn nha. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ cắt dán. Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt dán cho các bạn xem.
Leader was at -4 on Thursday, and then that number was not exceeded the rest of the tournament. 1,541 players have played at Oakmont during a U.S. Open. Only 29 of them have finished under par. That is 1.8%. And you saw some of the best golfers that have ever played golf just so incredibly frustrated all weekend long. Rory was very, very frustrated. He did make the cut, though, but, I mean, one of the coolest club tosses of all time.
On purpose. A lot of people saying he was mad. I think he was just like, I can do good stuff. It looks like I can't do anything good because I'm golfing right now, but look, I can bang, boom. I know the sport a little bit. I like what he did there. That wasn't his only club throw.
No.
Yeah, Rory was letting those things fly a little bit out there. He's getting frustrated, and then he's at broken box. How you doing? Keep it moving. It's Oakmont. Somebody went after locker room. The thought of Rory right now, we would like let Rory know, hey, it's going to be all right, bud.
Yeah.
This too shall pass. Whatever it is. There's something.
It's something.
There's something. You know, and he's missing the interviews.
Something.
And then he's talking to him going like, yeah, I'm allowed to not be interviewed. Do you think the PGA should change that? No. I think it's a really nice thing that they actually have. And then giving his answers, then the body language on the course, the way he's playing, the way he's reacting. It's like, it feels like there's a lot. And maybe it has just been the weight of being the PGA Tour. You know, Rory really put it upon himself. He was kind of being considered Mr. PGA there for a while. And then whenever he would go into majors, and then the live guys would get there, it was like Rory was being, hey, you need to represent here for the history of golf, not just for now, but for the history and the good of our sport that is so based off of tradition. You need to save all the history. For a long time, it was that way for Rory. Then obviously there's some personal stuff that happened we all heard about, and then now he's back to the game, won the Masters, and then it's like the way he's acting, it feels like there's something going on.
Yeah.
He's soft.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa! You don't know that?
No, but I mean, the greatest crowning achievement in the guy's life happened this year at the Masters, and we're already crying about something like, hey, sorry, dude, you're Royal freaking McIlroy. Everyone wants to talk to you. Okay, it's a U.S. Open. I agree. He has earned the right to do whatever he wants.
Which he actually said.
Yeah, which he said, and I think that is a very valid thing because he does have a Grand Slam. But quit your bitching and moaning. Okay, Rory, everyone's not having a good... I genuinely think everyone who was golfing this weekend, aside from J.J. Spawn, had a miserable time.
Well, J.J. Spawn even had a miserable time there for a bit. Go ahead, Tone.
He did. He had a miserable time to start yesterday's round. He bogeyed 5 of the first 6 holes. Now, he caught a bad break. He hit it off the flagstick and it rolled back. I don't know. We talked about the hills.
It was Plum Kennywood Day, too. Happy they got that fixed. Everybody needs it. Yeah. Allegedly Plum's Kennywood Day. Nonetheless, this ball rolls all the way back to his feet. He's getting bullied by the course.
Yeah, J.J. Spawn shot a 40 on the front nine. It looked like he was out of it, and then the course and the rain really showed up. There was an hour and 40-minute rain delay where we got to see Tiger 2008 U.S. Open just absolutely dominate.
That was fun. Awesome.
How about when he's laughing and covering his face?
Yeah.
I can't believe that went in. He knows.
Yes.
Now that we know, looking back, who he is, it's like he's laughing like that because he's like, I'm better.
Yeah, I'm so much better than all these guys.
The putts he was making.
And he is, by the way. Rolling that summit, just like on the 18th, which we should go to here for J.J. Spawn.
Yeah, J.J. Spawn on the 18th. After his approach shot, he puts it to 64 feet. He has to two-putt here to win the U.S. Open.
Or they would delay it till this morning for extra holes.
He does not two-putt. He sinks the thing for a birdie. Birdie's the last two to win the 125th U.S. Open at Oakmont in dramatic fashion. That's obviously his wife and kids there. One of his kids was thrown up at 3 a.m. the night before. He had to go to a CVS.
Which we have been at CVS, I believe.
Yes, we have. It's a beautiful CVS.
Great CVS, always got your back, including at 3 a.m. if your kid's puking. J.J. Spawn rolls in there and says, well, we got to get some Pepto or something in here. We need something. And then all of a sudden you win the U.S. Open later that afternoon on Father's Day with your coaches were the two that were jumping and hugging each other at the beginning. Hey, maybe J.J. Spawn comes and moves. I know they kept saying he's from California. I think he might be a Yinzer. I think he needs to come move to Pittsburgh, maybe experience life a little bit better.
He was 150 to 1 to win the tournament when it started. That is the second longest over the last decade. Phil was 250 to 1 when he won the 2021 PGA. And that 64-foot putt was the longest all week long from anyone in the tournament.
Yeah, and he the 65 was the lowest. It was like the fourth lowest in the history of the Open or Oakmont.
Yeah, and his first round, he started off. He had the lowest front nine of all time with a 31, and then he didn't bogey in that first round either, which he's the only second player to do that in the last two Oakmont Opens.
Greg Harvey between the nubs, statistical genius on X. He does get him up.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. Greg is rolling right now. Players in at least 60 years to win the U.S. Open despite a bogey or worse on 5 of the first 6 holes on Final Day. J.J. Spawn. That's a tough start. Mental toughness. 3 a.m. CVS. Okay, so that's going to CVS. You're driving like this. This ain't no easy drive either.
Doesn't know where he's going either.
It's Pittsburgh. These roads are.
Shout out 24-hour CBS.
Yeah, shout out to Pittsburgh too for being a good host. But these roads, the shit is you're in there. Down hole. You know, you're going down in there. So he's not back to bed till what? 4:35 probably.
If he
maybe he's just up for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
He gets that first hole. And, this sucks. Dang. Bogey. Second hole. Let me line this thing up perfectly, I guess. Boom. Hits off the flags. That comes rolling back to him. He's like, what did I do?
Okay.
What did I do to you? Asking the golf gods. Then he'd go on to have 3 more bogeys. And then somehow he's still able to process, keep positive, and finish that thing off, especially when the course had been beating everybody's ass. He said the rain break was a good refresh.
Yeah.
Was able to hit the reset button. Golf's impossible. Watching those guys bum out, like Burns having a full crash out there. Dude, I like the way he was golfing.
Yeah.
I love the way he was absolutely going after it. And this was a big scene because how much water kind of exploded whenever he hit that. He said, I should go relief. He asked the officials if he could relief because there's a standing water rule. We were trying to look it up, figure it out later when I was we apologize. That's where the ball was sitting. There's water's rolling around. The entire course is flooding. J.J. Spawn actually on his, I don't know what iron it was.
I think it was 6 if I remember.
Maybe 6 or 7 iron, 2-hole, 202 yards here. He's hitting it. There's water that exploded as he hit it as well. I think the entire course was obviously drenched from the rain that came down. But you saw a lot of guys, act out of the ordinary. That's U.S. Open football. That is U.S. Open football. Shout out to Oakmont. Shout out to NBC for the coverage all weekend. Shout out to J.J. Spawn being the new U.S. Open champ and his family. I love the way they all reacted too. His kids are sitting there. Coaches going crazy. It's caddy jumping on top of him on the green. And then the reactions from everybody as they watch him kind of do it.
Oh, yeah.
Even McIntyre, who's back there in the scorer, potentially making see for overtime. Holy shit, man. I guess you win. Yeah,
Các bạn, như vậy mình đã cài đặt xong rồi nha. Mình cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video của mình.
For hours after. Scotty Scheffler still finished in 7th.
Xin chào bạn nha, ngày nay mình sẽ kết tán. Bây giờ mình sẽ kết tán cho các bạn xem.
I think it was when they started, and nobody
Đây là
had
cái nồi nha, bây giờ mình sẽ cái nồi để các bạn xem.
4 over or something in the last 2 groups, actually 3 groups. They were talking about how everybody that was at the top of the leaderboard was working its way this way, and everybody down here was just kind of waiting for him to kind of fall down to him. I was like,